Well, what do you know? I see a kitty on top of my trash can. Folks, I put that trash can up there the other day so that they mowers could mow without having to get around it. That's fancy up there on top of it. Just having herself a good old time bathing. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but there's a motor rumbling in the background. Seen a couple of tractors go down the road with some big old rolls of hay on them. Going around. Harfoot, the door was just open just a second ago. That's Harfoot. Oh, me. Well, what to talk about today? Earl Energy setting up high, big old knobbies on it. You hear heard somebody say something about loyalty. It's been on live. Everything. Mentioned something about those being the loyal ones. I didn't catch it live. I would replay. I'll tell you something about loyalty. Loyalty, like most other things, is a two-way street. Folks become loyal to you because you become loyal to them. You treat them with the same amount of respect and desire to want to do right by them as much as they will come to respect and do right by you. That's loyalty, folks. They become loyal because they figure you're going to do right by them. But here comes a loud truck. That's from them neighbors down the road there. But anyway, that's what loyalty is. You get loyalty because you've been loyal. Bottom line. Kind of same thing with love. You get love because you have loved. Kind of how it works. The thing is, what is love? Love ain't something you do, folks, just because, automatic. Now, you love people simply by not doing to them what needs to be done. When they mess around and do things that are worthy of being ended. That's loving somebody, just simple as that. They do something to you worthy of ending them, and you don't end them. That's love right there. A lot of people want to think love is, you just accept somebody and all they want to do to you, don't matter what they do to you, you still love them. Well, you can still love them by not ending them. Yeah, I wouldn't sit there and watch my enemy starve or thirst to death. That's love. But at the same time, I ain't gonna accept them coming into my house doing what they do and messing everything up. But a lot of people seem to think that that's what love is. They can come into your house and do whatever they want to, and you have to accept it because you love them. No, that ain't it. Like participation trophies. You think you loving on them kids by making sure every one of them gets a trophy? Even the ones that lose? Because they participated. No, that ain't how it works. Sports and competitions are about teaching us to do and get better. Well, if we all get a trophy, well, shoot, we must have done pretty darn good. Then they get out in real life, find out they weren't good enough to beat somebody else out for this job or that job or for this opportunity or that opportunity, and they wonder why. They gonna cry because they weren't taught, hey, you gotta be better than others in what you do in order to get the best opportunities and the best jobs and all like that, kind of like a fight. You know, I was always taught there's always going to be somebody bigger, badder, and stronger than you. Participation trophies got to make it like, well, that none of that's ever going to happen. Well, it is. That's the reality of life. You know, so you know, it's love is sometimes sitting back and watching somebody struggle to get better. Somebody goes through a horrendous wreck or injury or something and everything. You gotta sit there and watch them struggle when they're going through rehabilitation. You love them more by going through the hurt of watching them struggle so that they can get better. You gonna sit there and do it for them? That ain't loving on them. That's making them invalids where they can't do. I do things sometimes maybe I shouldn't do. One, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. And two, I need to do it as long as I can. You know, there's gonna come a day when I might very well have to go in a wheelchair because my legs will no longer be able to support me. You know, it might come a day where I have to do a lot of special accommodations because I might not be able to do this or do that. And albeit I can't do a whole lot, I mostly just sit here all day. I do what I can so that I keep moving. You know, Lane used to take care of her mama, and it was hard on her because she could only have so much liquid per day. Hardest thing for her was had to sit there and tell her mama no, she couldn't have something because it was too much liquid for the day. You know, somebody sitting there thirsty, they want something to drink. You can't give it to them because they've done had too much liquid for that day or for that time frame. How many people got the strength to love their loved one enough to deny them something to drink. Well, people, that's love right there. Because your natural reaction is going to be to want to give them something to drink. But, if you do that, it's going to cause too much liquid in their system and going to mess some other things up. They're going to be back in the hospital in a bad way. So you have to tell them no. How many got that kind of strength? I'll sit back and struggle. Watch somebody. That sounds mean. I've tried to help them, give them good advice, that other thing. They turn it away. Okay, I'll sit there and watch you struggle. Well, that's kind of mean in one way, but at the same time, that's loving on you because you got to find out the hard way. And I will sit there and watch you find out the hard way. That's what it takes. If learning it the hard way is the only way you're going to learn it, well, that's showing you more love than somebody else. And yeah, that sounds mean. And in a way it is. But you know what? Sometimes that meanness is coming from the person that's having to learn it the hard way because they too stubborn to take good advice. So who's actually the mean one? The arrogant one. The one that thinks one's going to have to wind up learning it the hard way because they think they know better than you. You've been there, done that, and even said so. Even cited examples of what you've seen. Piss on your advice. I'm going to do it my way. All right, well, you go ahead. In a way, that's love by saying it. All right, go ahead. Learn it the hard way. There's been a few things I've had to learn the hard way. The hardest thing I learned was humility and learning the fact I ain't the strongest out there. I ain't the smartest out there. 99% of the time, I'm going to be the one that don't know what he's talking about. I need to learn from somebody else. I need to see what somebody else did. Get somebody else's advice on what and how to do on something. That is one of the toughest, if not the toughest lesson you'll ever learn, is to set aside your pride and your ego and say, I ain't that strong. I ain't that smart. That can be a hard pill to swallow. And then you make others like me who are trying to show you something say, okay, you got to learn the hard way. I'll sit back and watch you struggle. That's real love, folks. Sit back and watch you struggle. Learn lessons that you need to learn. Getting over pride and ego is one of the hardest ones there is. You may have an idea on something. Think you know how to go about it. You might have somebody else come along and say, hey, if you want to do that, you might want to consider doing this and this. Oh, no, you don't. I'll think about it, but probably not. Okay. However much time later, you finally get it done, figured out. And you wind up having to do what that one suggested, doing this or that. the one who learned the lesson is the one that can say, dude, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. You was right. Because 99% of the time, they ain't going to do that. It'll never get mentioned. They ain't learned the lesson yet. They want to act like they don't remember you telling them. They do, but they won't admit it or mention it. You know, they still ain't learned the lesson of getting over pride. So, you know, just some piggy thoughts for the day. While y'all look at a boring picture of that pasture over there. What used to be a pasture. It ain't pasture no more. It's their yard now. A big one. Anyway, that's just some piggy thoughts. Piggy loves you.